And we're live, just like that. Just like that. What's going on, people? How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Hopefully, you've had a good week, and this Thursday has been good to you as well. Michael Benson, hey, hey, is he a millionaire now? Bloody hell! For those of you that don't know, that have been living on Mars recently, Michael Benson has changed his Twitter handle to Ring Magazine. Obviously, Ring Magazine now owned by Turkey. So he would have got paid big bucks for that. But I hope that he still provides us with information because Michael Benson's Twitter page was like a go-to for me. I always used to go there. Now I guess my go-to page is going to be Everything Boxing, who does, I think, good stuff. Who's come from nowhere. Like, where's this guy come from? Who is this person? Is it a guy? I don't even know if it's a guy. It could be a girl. Could be a girl. I have no idea who it is, but doing some good stuff. So that's now going to be my go-to page. Right. I go to Monaco to Saturday morning for that card, and then I go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the big one. It's happening. I can't believe it's happening so quick again. I'm so excited for it. All right, look, we've got about an hour and a bit. So let's get straight into the questions. I can see already there's at least 200 questions. 200. Jesus. All right, so we're going to try and run through them as quickly as possible. Let's start here. Hashim Hafiz, do you think Hamza getting kicked out of the WBO rankings after declining the Yanibek title shot is fair? I didn't even know this happened. I don't think he should have been kicked out of the rankings. I do think he should have dropped a place. Like, I don't know, where was Hamza ranked? Number 1 behind Yanibek. If you then decline to fight the champion, you should definitely almost drop a few places. Kicked out of the top 10? No, but drop a few places, yes. Does Hamza care? Not really. Hamza is fighting for the WBC middleweight title February 22nd on an incredible card. So I don't think Hamza is losing any sleep when it comes to the WBO and fighting Yanibek. To be honest with you, if Hamza beats Carlos Adames and calls out Yanibek, unification fight will happen anyway. So doesn't really mean much. Also, fantasy matchup, Bivol versus Opataya. Who you got, Ade? You guys know I'm Team Bivol, but you also know I love Opataya, and Opataya is a bit too big for Bivol. Just, in fact, very big. Too big for Bivol. Bivol really can make 168. I'm convinced of it. He's spoken about it before. Opataya is very much a cruiserweight. A small cruiserweight, but a cruiserweight. And he's young, he's fresh, he can punch, he's aggressive. A bit too much for Bivol. Sorry, Bivol. Sorry, but no point me lying to you guys. William Jones says, hey, Ade, do you think AJ will be ringside next weekend? And do you think AJ and Fury really hate each other? They have a long rivalry through the years. But is this a strong disliking of each other? No. I'm going to go backwards here. No, they do not hate each other at all. There's just a rivalry. Both of them at one stage over the last 10 years has been top dog over here. So ultimately, the two top dogs are going to, have a competitive rivalry. That's all it is. Will AJ be ringside? I don't think so. I don't think he will be, which is a shame, right? It is a shame if AJ's not there, but it is what it is. Mayor West says, hey, Ade, do you have inside news or knowledge of what Eddie Hearn has planned for Australian boxing? No, I don't. I'll be honest with you. No, I don't. Don't know anything about that. I mean, look, there's so many Australian boxers that Eddie Hearn has under the Matchroom banner. Big ones as well. Obviously, George Kambosos now, Liam Parrow, Jao Pataya. There's more, isn't there? Sky Nicholson. So you could easily do a big card in Australia. But as for things planned, I haven't heard anything. Box TV. Hi, Addy. I love the videos. You're the voice of all my breakfasts and mornings. I have 2 questions. One, what percentage of pro boxers do you reckon use performance-enhancing drugs? Oh, geez, that's a tough one. This is a bit of a cop-out answer. I do apologize, but I would say too many. I don't know percentages-wise, but whatever the percentage is, whether it be 10, 15, 20, 30, it's too many. It's too many. I've said this for a long time, and I don't hide behind my words. I think the drug cheats are winning. I really do. I think they're winning right now. I think it's a very, very difficult thing for Varda and UCAD and WADA to win this battle. I think the drug cheats are winning. So The answer, again, a bit of a cop-out answer, but I think too many. And number two, would you ever consider having your own interview crew under Green Chair Promotions? Because if you are, I thought I'd be a strong contender for the job. I sat down with a good friend of mine, Kojo, who actually used to have his own YouTube channel, moved back to Ghana, but he's over here at the moment. And we got some crazy ideas. I know I always say that, but sometimes it's so difficult because it's just me. It literally is just me. And sometimes you need sort of a good team around you. And it's not that easy finding people that are ready and willing to do some of the crazy stuff I want to do. Kojo wants to do some of the crazy stuff I want to do. So some good ideas for 2025. That wasn't one of them, but who knows, man? Who knows? Good question, this one. Kieran McDermott says, hi, Ade. What's the situation with 140-pound WBC? Haney is champion in recess. Didn't he turn down Sandor Martin? Yes, he did. Mandatory with no consequence. If you're able to clarify, that would be great. Absolutely not able to clarify because the WBC is just... Guys, I was watching parts of that convention. Shout out to Fight Hub, I think it is, that put up some of it. They put up Eddie speaking about Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, the potential of a trilogy. But what I saw was, I think it was the 154 pounds rankings that Fight Hub put up. And Errol Spence was number one in the rankings. Now, you want me to answer that when Errol Spence is number one in the 154 pound rankings with the WBC? Errol Spence, who hasn't fought since he lost to Terence Crawford, which was July last year. Errol Spence, who's not won a fight since he beat Yordenis Ugas, which was sometime in 2022. Errol Spence, who's never had a fight 154 pounds. So I certainly can't answer that because I don't think the WBC can either. They just make shit up as they go along. It seems as though they have favors with promoters and managers and do what they want to do. So I leave the WBC alone. You know, it's funny. Every time I see Mauricio Sulaiman, it's all love. I like him. He's a character. He's fun. He's energetic. But some of the stuff he does, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I haven't watched this. Caesar Mullin says, yes, Ade did a super chat on Sunday regarding Dillian White, possible problems with the British Boxing Board of Control. He cleared it up in an IFL interview. I have to watch the interview. Haven't seen it. Dillian White is certainly doing the rounds. I've seen him on a few channels talking. He's spoken about Derek Chisora. What Dillian's doing is smart. He's speaking about fighters because you need options. And the more you speak about those fighters, all of a sudden people start talking about them, like Chisora trilogy, a Coley fight. It's quite smart. He mentioned Bacoli in one. So all of a sudden, Dillian's like, it's almost like he's done what we've done, which is already looked past Ebenezer Tete, which he should. And now it's planning for the big fight, which should happen sometime in March, April for Dillian. James Eardley, if I got it right, Eardley says, or is it Erdley? One of the two. Hi, Ade. Love the videos. Been watching you for a while now and always tune in for the lives. Question: 3 fights that are a must make for 2025. Shakur, Javante won't happen. Won't happen. Yard, Boatsi probably won't happen. Won't happen. And you know one I'd really like to see, probably top of the tree for me, if Dubois gets through Parker and Bacoli gets through F.A. Jagba, give me Dubois versus Bacoli all day long. Give me that fight. Jesus Christ. I mean, they're going to need medics ringside immediately because that's a war and it's brutal. So yeah, those are my 3. I think waffles are great. Ade, my question, and don't take this the wrong way. Why didn't the zone get you for the Itoma McKean face-off? The girl who hosted it didn't even bother to learn their name properly. Meant I switched off. Shame. I couldn't do it, so I didn't do anything. I don't know if you guys noticed. I didn't do the Usyk Fury face-off either. I didn't do the press conference. I had prior engagement, so I couldn't do anything. And most of that stuff is all done in the same day. The girl you're referring to, Olivia Bazaglo, look, new to boxing, but a very good presenter. And she look, those face-offs are difficult. They're so hard. Like, I obviously don't have any notes in front of me. I just make it up as I go along. And I do feel like if you are going to do a face-off, you need quite a lot of boxing knowledge, because if the guys go quiet and don't give you anything, it's your knowledge that kind of gets you through. So look, I don't know if she'll do any more, but if she does, she'll get better. But they are tough to do. Like obviously Johnny Nelson and Max Kellerman are the best. But I do think I'll be doing them sort of going forward. I just couldn't do that one. I mean, to be honest, I think we do too many. If I'm being brutally honest, like they're for me, face-offs are only for the mega fights, like the pay-per-view main event. We're fucking doing face-offs for everything nowadays. So I almost feel like we need to rein them in and let's make them special again by only having one once in a while. Like I think there's face-offs for nearly every fight on the card, which is just too many, too many. What's this one? Ryan Flynn. Yes, Ade, love the vids. What fight do you reckon we saw Prime AJ? What fight do you reckon we saw Prime AJ? And do you think there's a road back to the top for him? I was actually watching AJ. I posted it on my gram. I was actually watching AJ versus Dillian White. I can't remember what year that was. 2016, 15, where AJ came out to Stormzy. It was a British and Commonwealth heavyweight title fight. Prime AJ was definitely Vladimir Klitschko. That was Prime AJ. That was Prime AJ. Will AJ get back to that again? Probably not. Probably not. It's difficult. Age, wear and tear. And it's not necessarily wear and tear in the ring. Like every time people talk about, oh, he's taking punishment, people just think about the matches they're seeing in the ring, the fights in the ring. It's the sparring that takes it out of you as well. Plus AJ, I know he lives the life fully, but he is, 35? So we're probably not going to see Prime AJ again, but I still think AJ has something to offer. I believe that. And look, maybe it's because I'm a bit of an AJ fanboy, right? But I do think there's something there for AJ. It's just careful matchups. Like I actually think AJ will fight Dubois next if Dubois beats Parker. I do think that's going to happen. I don't think AJ is going to fight Fury or Usyk or anyone else. I think it's going to be Dubois. What's this? I read that Inoue will likely fight Alan Picasso in April in Las Vegas. What chance do you give him against Inoue? I've never heard of Picasso, if I'm honest with you, so I don't. So no chance. Honestly, no chance. I'm a bit. I really wanted to see, and I don't know why, but I really wanted to see Inoue go up one more weight class and fight Nick Bull. I see that Nick Bull is fighting TJ Doheny, who Inoue fought recently. Can't remember when Inoue fought him, and I almost wanted to see Inoue Nick Bull. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see. What's this one? G-Man. Salute to Ade. I start my live at 7. You start at 8. Dream team. Keeping the subs happy. We try. Good question. This one. This will be so if it's in Britain, it'll be the British Boxing Board of Control that chooses it. If it's in America, it'll be whoever state, whether it be if it's Vegas, Nevada, etc. But that's a good question. How do promoters have no say in this whatsoever? So promoters don't choose refs. They no chance, no way. That could never happen. It's never promoters that do it. Again, if the fight's over here, it'd be the British Boxing Board of Control. If it's in America, whatever state. Dylan Goodrich says, is Caballero the most unknown of the top guys at heavyweight? A few good wins, but not for anyone who we know is a top level guy. I disagree slightly. I think Frank Sanchez is a top level guy, or was considered a top level guy. Frank even didn't really have that fight. Like Frank Sanchez's biggest win was F.A. Jagba. But I almost felt like Frank could beat a lot of guys, but we never got to see it. Let's not forget though, Caballero did beat Derek Chisora. I almost feel like that's a forgotten one for some reason. He beat Chisora and obviously Arslanbek Makhmudov. But you're right, of the top guys who've all kind of been in there with a name, he's probably the only one that isn't or hasn't been in there with a superstar that we know. He does though, February 22nd, because we all know who Zhili Zhang is. So this is his chance. This is his coming out party. Would you like to see a Cordina Wood fight in one of these home stadiums? Yes, I would. I feel I just don't like the way they're not getting a fight. Like Cordina was supposed to fight. It's very weird how this is all played out. Cordina was supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson. Whether we liked it or not, we saw it. It was announced. Shakur got injured. Cordina's not had a fight. Why didn't we see Cordina, Shakur Stevenson? Look, I like what Floyd Schofield has done in order to get the fight. Floyd is a natural 135 pounder. I get all those things, but it's kind of weird how Cordina's kind of been pushed to the side. And Lee Wood, we haven't seen since he beat Josh Warrington. It's ages ago. Warrington's fought since then. Warrington's fought Kakache. I know that Lee Wood was offered the Kakache fight. I spoke to him about this, but he didn't have enough time. He's coming back from an injury. So yeah, this is, I think, a fight that makes sense. The only problem is now Cordina's now gone up, and even if Lee goes up one, he's still one behind Cordina in terms of weight. So I don't know. I don't know what they do. I'm not quite sure. But look, both of them need a fight. Lee definitely needs a fight, and so does Cordina. Like both of them desperately, desperately. Okay, another question about how does it work choosing presenters, analysts, commentators for DAZN? Is it solely a DAZN choice who goes where, or do the likes of Eddie, Frank, Kalla get to choose who works on their shows? Bit of both. Bit of both. Eddie and Frank certainly have an input, but I'll say it's more 80% DAZN and 20% Eddie and Frank, maybe 70-30. In fact, number one, it depends where the show is. If the show's in America, 9 times out of 10, they're going to want American voices on it. Like I do go out to some of the American shows, but ultimately, it's kind of weird having a Brit present an American show. So normally it's the American team. The Saudi ones are interesting because the Saudi ones have been mixed. Like Todd Grisham commentates, Chris Mannix is there with me, Kate Abdo. So the Saudi ones are more of a mixed team, and obviously the UK ones are all UK. So I'm probably, I think myself, Todd, and maybe Kate. Myself. In fact, just me in it. Shit, I'm the only one that does kind of everything. Damn. To speak to my agent, get a bit more of that. That's true though, isn't it? Because I do the Saudi ones, I do the UK ones, and I do the US ones, or the big US ones anyway. Interesting. That is very interesting. What's this one? Ada, I missed the era of boxing in the 147 division between 2004 and 2013. It was great, but we never got to see Cotto, Marquez, and Maidana fight each other. If they did, we could have maybe seen trilogies. Yeah, look, I'm not going to complain. I mean, that 147 era that you just mentioned was just, fucking hell, man. It was honestly, it was so good. It was so good. Obviously, I mean, you add in Floyd and Manny into that. Timothy Bradley came up from 140. Let's not forget Amir Khan got chucked up there as well. It was so stacked with talent. Now, I'm not joking. Now it's the worst division. It's like I can't think of 147 being this bad, like ever. Since 147 became a division. Like it's the worst I've ever seen it. It really is. Any of these guys you just mentioned would come up and be very close to conquering this division. And I mean chucking them in with Boots Ennis as well. Like, come on. I mean, mate, it's a shame. Honestly, it's such a shame. Aidan Woods says, I would like to see the Saturday Night Wars, Matchroom versus Queensbury, both do events on DAZN at the same time and see who gets the higher views. No. It's going to be difficult for us, isn't it? What I'd like to see is combined shows, mixed shows. It isn't going to happen. I spoke to Frank yesterday. We did a little thing for DAZN. It was their Christmas party. Me and Frank had a conversation in front of quite a large audience, actually. I think Frank's going to go for it in terms of putting on shows. Like one thing, I think I said to Frank about Riyadh season, I said, look, Riyadh season's good, but we've seen less shows over here. And he's like, no, Queensbury have put on the same amount of shows. I think Matchroom have kind of dialed back a little bit, but maybe that's because Matchroom do shows in the US as well. So I think Frank's going to go really big and try and get as many dates as possible. All I want to see as a boxing fan is just fight cards at least every couple of weeks, big fight cards every couple of weeks. And then you have the Super Bowl Riyadh season ones, and you have a couple of Super Bowl ones over here. But we just need fights, man. Just loads more. Have Matchroom dropped Thomas Carty? Don't know. Matchroom do kind of sneakily drop quite a few boxes, you know. You're like, where's that fighter? Then all of a sudden you realize they're no longer with Matchroom. You go onto the website and their photo is not there anymore. I don't know. Thomas Carty's not fought for a while, has he? Like, I don't know what's going on with him. I like Thomas Carty, but just needs to stay busy, right? I don't know if he's been injured or not. I'm not quite sure. If he hasn't been injured, then look, he should be a lot more busier. I'm a big fan of GGG, and I believe he's one of the best of this era, but I'm scared about his legacy. In 30 to 40 years, will he only be remembered as the guy who fought Canelo 3 times and couldn't beat him? Yeah. You know what I do? It's sometimes you just got to enjoy it for you, because there are some fighters where in 30, 40 years' time, the record books ain't going to look great for them. Like Lomachenko is one of those. Gennady Golovkin's another one of those. because we're so obsessed with seeing big name versus big name and someone having an O against their name, we're going to look back at Loma, who was just outstanding. Like peak Loma was just fucking incredible. And we're going to look at Golovkin, who was the most avoided middleweight for years. And we're going to yeah, they weren't that good. Well, when I was watching them live, these motherfuckers were killers. So I'm going to go with what I saw as opposed to what the record books say. Even Ade, I feel Ishmael Davis could have given Josh Kelly better work if he had more time to prep. You think he might pull this one off? I ain't gonna lie, it's a tough one. I'm a big Ishmael Davis fan, and I mean, look, Josh Kelly one was very late notice. Was it a week? I think Ishmael Davis was getting prepared to have a fight in Saudi. You know, they kind of do those midweek fight cards. I think he was going to be on one of those. I don't think that is happening anymore, but he was going to be on one of those. So he was in shape. But Boychuk is a problem, people. I mean, a lot of people think Boychuk beat Virgil Ortiz. Do you know what I mean? Like, Boychuk's a problem, man. That guy can fight. He's aggressive. Like, he will make you work. Like, if Ishmael isn't as fit as humanly possible, then the gas tank might run empty mid-late, because Boychuk will make him work for every single second of every single round. Ishmael's got to dent him with something early just to kind of push him off a little bit. If Ishmael can do that, you never know, but it is a tough ask. But you can't turn down, like some people have critiqued it, like, why is he taking this fight? How can you get that phone call and say, hey, dude, do you want to fight co-main event or Fury Usyk? You're going to get paid, I'm guessing, a nice six figures. Boychuk. You can't say no. You can't be like, oh, I don't want to do it. Are you a fighter or not? And Ishmael's a fighter. He's a fighter. So he's got to do it. The special one says, I know Usyk's heavyweight run is not that deep, but where do you rank him in an all-time heavyweight rank? Is he top 10 heavyweight of all time? Top 15? You know, it is with Usyk. The problem for me with Usyk is, number one, what you just said, his heavyweight run isn't that deep. Yes, he's beaten number one and number two in the division. But when I think of Usyk, I don't just think of the heavyweight run. I combine it. So when I'm talking about Usyk, and when it's all said and done and we look back, I'm not just talking about his heavyweight run. I'm combining his heavyweight and cruiserweight run. And that's where I'm going to rank him when it comes to all-time great discussion, just because the body of work at heavyweight isn't enough. But when you add it to what he done at cruiserweight and who he did it against and where he did it, i.e. all those fights away from home, I mean, Usyk's an all-time great. I'm not one of those historians that will look back, because there's some people that you can't beat. I mean, there's some people that are locked into the top 15 that you just fucking Manny Pacquiao. Some people don't even want Manny Pacquiao to be in the top 15 all-time great discussion. 8-weight world champion, 5 lineal. So I don't know where people are going to have Usyk, but Usyk has to be considered an all-time great. It just has to be. And if he beats Tyson Fury back to back, mate. Faz says Eubank needs to thicken his resume by fighting Lara, Adames, Emma Williams, Denzel Bentley, Saunders, and then Connor last. He also needs to go back to Bomac to win these fights and stick with him. I agree with the Bomac thing. Like, his best performance was with Bomac. That was against Liam Smith. As for those names, come on, dude. Faz, brother, you know as well as I know that Chris Eubank Jr. ain't fighting all those people. Like, Chris is a one fight a year type guy, sometimes twice a year, sometimes. Out of that list, he's not going to fight Emma Williams. He's not going to fight Denzel Bentley. He's not going to fight Billy Joe Saunders. He's not going to fight Carlos Adames. The only two that you got right are Lara and Connor. That's it. And it depends how he goes with those guys, whether or not he continues. What is he? 35, I think. I don't know. Ade, I was surprised at your view the other day. I thought your thinking was it's a young man's sport and get in, get rich, get out. Why now do you think it's great that Klitschko wants to come back? You know what? You're right. And, I did say this goes against everything I preach. It's almost like one of those guys that smoke and tell you don't smoke. You know, those people. This goes against everything I preach. But there is something. Like, we all fucking like Rocky Balboa, right? I mean, there's something about seeing Klitschko come back. And by the way, this isn't a Klitschko that is out of shape and he's slurring his words and you're like, my God, okay, no. There are some fighters like that, right? Joe Joyce is a great example of a fighter that I don't want to see fight again. When I see Klitschko and when I hear him, he talks coherently, he's in fantastic shape. Yes, he's 48, so, I'm probably contradicting what I'm saying here, but I wouldn't mind saying it. I wouldn't mind saying it. If he was, honestly, if this was a Klitschko that had lost these last 5 or 6 fights by knockout, or just been destroyed and beaten up badly, I'd be like, no, no, no. Like, look, when you were fighting for real, you were kind of past your best. But I always felt like he could come back for another knock. There was always rumors about him coming back for an AJ fight, for a Fury fight. But again, look, I'm going against what I always preach. I just want to see it. I just want to see the music. I want to see Vitaly Klitschko walk him to the ring. I want to see the fucking shoulder pads. Take my money. Take my fucking money. All right, Stephen? All right? Oh, God. Oh, great question. Umar says, what would you prefer? Moses Itama breaking the record or Vlad doing the opposite? Choose one. Moses. Like, I want to see the next future heavyweight champion, right? And I want to sort of go along his journey with him for the next 10 years, whatever it is. And almost by default, if you were to break Mike's record, he becomes a superstar in the US. He becomes a superstar in the US because everyone will be like, who's the kid that broke Mike's record? And he'll be everywhere. We need a new superstar. And we've got some good boxers over here. Like the UK, minus Usyk, runs the heavyweight division. But it's all getting old, isn't it? They're all old. They're all coming to the end. Well, some of them. Obviously, Dubois is there. Fabio Wardley's there. Moses is there. But Moses is the one. Something about Moses that I really like, I can't wait to see Moses Dempsey McKean. Like, if he blows him out of the water, which I think he will, I think they might just rush him, Honestly, I think Frank might grant him his wish of giving him a world title shot. Could happen. It could happen. Are the talks regarding Lara versus Eubank Jr. and Barrios versus Ben just an attempt of a bluff by both sides, and ultimately we'll get Eubank Jr. versus Ben next? I think it's a bluff. I think it's a bluff. I will say this though. I did speak to Eubank's manager Napa. I've known him for over 20 years, so we're pretty close. And talks are literally, no joke, talks are happening between Eubank and Lara. That's fact. I don't know if talks have started between Barrios and Ben, but I did see something today. Conor Ben's manager said, look, we'll fight Barrios and then we're going to fight Gervonta Davis because Gervonta Davis is a bigger fight than Chris Eubank Jr. And I was like, just stop. Just stop with your bluffing. Like, can you guys just agree on a fucking purse split? Like, I think Eubank wants 55-45. Conor wants 50-50. What are we doing? I don't know. What's this one? Hey, Addy, bit of a change of pace, but I know you're an athletics fan. Yes, I am. Big time. How hyped are you about Gout? There's been many next Usain Bolts, but I think he's the real deal, at least in the 200. Yeah, this is an Australian sprinter that he's talking about. I think he's from Sudan originally. And this motherfucker is only 16 and he's running times that are just not normal. So yeah, very excited for him. I'm a big athletics fan. I don't know if you guys know this, but in terms of my sports, it's football. Yeah, it's true. It's football number one, boxing, athletics, tennis. It's true. That's my sports. Oh, he's getting me here. Everyone's fucking finding my old little sayings, ain't they? Add a long-time listener. Question. You used to say your criteria was, what have you done for me lately? Now, what has Bakoli actually done lately? Why is it getting that? Dude, did you not see he's fighting America against Jared Anderson? Now, look, this just depends. This obviously means you don't rate Jared Anderson, which, I get. I wasn't too high on him, but it's the way in which he finished Jared Anderson. Like, if that went to points or it was kind of like back and forth, it's the way he obliterated him. He obliterated him. And sometimes you don't need to necessarily see a fighter and against a true elite fighter to realize that there's something about that fighter. Do you know what I mean? I looked at him that day, Bakodi, and I was like, this guy's scary. Honestly, he's 280, 290 pounds. He has fast hands, good feet. He can take a whack. Nah, blood. That's frightening. Daniel Dada says, loving your consistency. Between shows with Ariel appearances on TalkSport Boxing, you're killing it. Thank you very much. I sense a knockout is coming on the Usyk versus Fury. I want to fend it. My gut telling me Fury. Wait. You need to come back to me. Are you telling me your gut saying Fury gets knocked out or Fury wins? Where are you on this one? I need to know where you are. I sense a knockout as well. Like, both of them were kind of puffing and huffing. Obviously, that Fury was fucking well out on his feet. I sense this one ain't going the distance either. I sense it. And it would be a nice way to end it. And I did say this, and I've been shut down by, a few big people in the industry. I think this is the last fight for both. I think this is the last fight for both. If Usyk wins, definitely the last fight. If Fury wins, maybe he carries on. Is that Fraser? Is that Fraser Scott says, "Hey Ade, asked before, but I'd love to see you and Ju-Man do more videos together. Some epic chemistry." Yeah, look, it could happen. I mean, I would like it to happen. I've got a few plans, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. G-Man's a great guy. He's doing some great stuff. He now lives in London as well. Moved from Ireland to London to get more involved in the boxing scene, going to shows, etc., etc. So we'll see. We'll see. What's this one? That girl who did the face-off for Atoma versus McKean never even learned how to say Atoma's name properly. Surely Ade DAZN can't be this lazy for media personnel. Ade. Difficult. Like, I think she was put into a tough position. I'm a big Olivia fan. Tough position. She shouldn't have been asked to do it. Like, all the people that kind of could do it, like Darren Barker's there, Barry Jones is there. If I weren't doing it, Jamie Ward is there, Todd Grish. Like, I think she was put in a tough position. Those things, I'm telling you guys, of all the things that I do for DAZN, I'm talking lead presenter, get in the ring, all that kind of shit, interviews. Face-offs are the hardest thing because sometimes you have fighters that give you nothing. And Moses isn't really a talker. I've never heard Dempsey talk really before. So sometimes you can be lucky. Like Todd Grisham did, which one did he do? Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. You can literally just put your feet up. But sometimes those ones, and this is not me sticking up for it, but those ones, even if I was doing it, it would have been tough. Trust me. 24. Who are the most intimidating boxers you've met in person? Oh, Jaya Pattaya is number one by far. I don't even know who number. Jaya Pattaya number one, Beterbiev number two. Fucking hell. When those guys are in fight week mode, like maybe a day or two before fight week, and you've got to interview them, and you know they're cutting weight, they don't want to talk to you, mate. I would love, I'd love to see them in fight week. How come David Diamante never gets to MC in Saudi? Because this is Frank Warren's gig, and Frank Warren's guy is Thomas Triber, who's actually very, very good. So that's the reason why. I do think there could be a change going forward. I do think Michael Buffer might sort of move to the side with it, maybe, and then it could be a case of Thomas and Diamante doing it. I don't know who becomes the main guy, but yeah, Thomas does a great job. I think Thomas Triber is one of the best in the business. Connor Lavery. Could Lee Wood versus Michael Conlan 2? No. Makes sense next for Wood with Crocker versus Donovan's a chief support. No. Crocker Donovan, great. I don't want to see Michael Conlan fight anymore. I've seen a couple of knockouts now, and I'm like, no. I think he's doing his promotional thing, and he's doing a great job at it. But for me personally, and this isn't a dig at him, when I see someone get stopped the way he gets stopped, it's happened a couple of times now, back to back. I'm like, no, not for me, not anymore. But Lee Wood needs to fight someone. If Usyk Fury 2 is a draw, do we see the trilogy next? Fury, AJ, or neither? I think if Fury wins, it's more likely that we see the trilogy. It's one apiece. You got to go again. It's more likely we see that, and then AJ will fight the winner of Dubois Parker. That's kind of how I see it all playing out. Freddie F18 says, hi Ade, I'm very tempted to go to Saudi for Bivol Beterbiev 2, just wondering what's it like out there and if it's a good place to go. I just don't know any one person who has been. Well, you know me. What are you talking about? You know me, brother. And you know, we're all kind of one group of friends here. Is it what you're saying? What's it like out there? It's nice. It's nice out there. Obviously, look, maybe the way I see it is different because I go to the airport, I've got a car waiting for me, you know, big boys, go to a nice hotel. It's a really nice hotel. Hotel's got everything, gym, restaurant. I like a little bit of shisha sometimes. They've got a shisha spot literally just opposite the hotel. So for me, it's nice. For me, it's really nice. So I maybe see it different to everyone else coming into the country, but I've been there. I mean, they've got so many big malls. They've got one place where all the weigh-ins and everything happen, which is like a big theme park. It's enormous. So look, every time I've been there, the food is great. Obviously, no alcohol, but the food is great. And just the weather's good. I like it. I like it a lot. Assad Ijaz Big up Ade. Question for you: if Inoue fought on more mainstream cards overseas, example Riyadh season, would he be the face of boxing today? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Um, I almost feel like the face of boxing has to appeal to everybody. And I could be wrong in what I'm going to say, but I almost feel like the face of boxing might need to speak English to appeal to everyone. So you can relate to them a little bit as well. Canelo started speaking English, and all of a sudden, I feel like we've just found a new Canelo. But no, I think it will take more than just appearing on these cards. I think it will take way more than that. Is he one of the faces of the sport? Yeah, of course he is. This is a new way. He's a pound for pounder. But in terms of being the one that everyone sort of gravitates to, I'm not sure. I hate this. I love how a lot of boxing fans are now saying that Paro was never actually that good. They said that about Matthias when he lost, and I bet they'll do the same if Hitchens loses. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is the problem with boxing, isn't it? I mean, any other sport in the world, any other non-combat sport, right? You can have a bad day. You can have a bad day, and the next few days later, you get a chance to kind of put that wrong right. With boxing, you have one off night, and all of a sudden, yeah, you're never world class anyway. You're shit. Paro's a good fighter. Paro went to Puerto Rico and beat Matias in front of Matias's fans. Beat Matias, who everyone was saying was the boogeyman, and then came up against a very slick American in Richardson Hitchens. No shame. No shame. Paro could win another world title. Like the 140 division, honestly, the 140 division, I believe now Tio, I think, is gone. I think anyone can beat anyone in the one. There is no ruler of that 140 division. There is no one that I'm like, yeah, oh, you're number one. There isn't. There isn't. They all can beat them all. They all can beat each other. Like Hitchens could lose to Jack Cattrall. Am I saying something out of wrong? He could lose to Jack Cattrall. Jack Cattrall could then lose to Devin Haney. Devin Haney could fight Ryan Garcia again and get slept. It really could happen. There's so many moving parts to 140. What's this one? I don't even know how to say your name. Ade, love the show and what you do, no question, but can I get a shout out at least? Going for an operation next week, shit, which means I might miss the rematch. Oh, well, as long as the operation goes well. Dude, I really, really sincerely hope the operation goes well, dude. Hopefully, it's not as serious as it sounds, but if it is, you're in my thoughts. Fingers crossed. You're okay. We do a live in a couple of weeks, and fingers crossed I see your name on the live, so I know that you're okay. And I'm sure everyone watching this live is thinking the same thing. So hopefully your operation goes smoothly, my man. All right. What's this one? Also, Eddie, my boxing coaches have been sparring Goodman. I'm telling you, he's going to give Inoue a good fight. Look, he might give Inoue a good fight, but it'll be the shock of the year if he were to win. And that's not disrespecting Goodman. That's just because how everyone just views Inoue. Inoue is viewed as just a killer. Like Inoue, honestly, Inoue is viewed as someone that can go up to featherweight and just cause problems there. Maybe even go up to super. Like he's that considered much of a killer. So it's not a Goodman thing. No anti-Goodman chat here. It's just that I think that Inoue is just too good. Too good. Israel Gustav. AJ beats Wilder anytime during their careers. Oh, steady. I'm team AJ, but steady. A Wilder for absolutely no one aside from Fury. Not true. Luis Ortiz the first time round. People need to stop saying that. People. Luis Ortiz was a killer. There was a time when I thought Luis Ortiz would have beaten everyone. Honestly, everyone, and he beat him. Man can't box. I knew Parker would have easily beat him as well. First quality opponent he fought aside from Fury. No. I'm not having that. Like there was a time when if AJ would have fought Wilder, it's weird because there was a time when I thought AJ beat Wilder or AJ would have beat Wilder, but there's a time when I thought Wilder would have slept AJ. And again, I'm saying this is the biggest AJ fan there is. Like Wilder, that Wilder that fought Fury, yeah. The punches landed on Fury. I always say it. Was it the third fight or the second fight where he lands that right hand on Fury and Fury's body wobbles? Fury kind of walks into the shot. When Wilder hit you, obviously, look, we kind of laugh at Wilder now. People kind of disrespect him because he's no longer that guy. There was a period where if Wilder connected, forget about it. forget about it. And he had this kind of where he had this weird kind of where he looks like he could take one as well. So honestly, it's some people say it's whoever landed first. I'm not sure. I actually think that Wilder might have been able to eat AJ's punch, but then when Wilder landed his, problems, mate, problems. Even that day, my bro, have you ever thought of doing a rumor rater type show and do a 1 to 10 on whether they are solid or pointless? I like this idea. That's a great idea. That's a great, I might do that. But I almost need like lights and sounds and buzzers and all that kind of shit. But I like that because there is so much shit in boxing, honestly. Like now that I'm kind of involved, you kind of hear some of the stories and you go to Eddie with them and he just laughs them off like, what? Some of the things that I hear and that people tweet just to get traction or interaction, I'm like, why lie? That's not true. But I just can't bother to even get involved. Paul Forrest, hey mate, do you think Ben Whittaker will beat Liam Cameron in the rematch? It depends on what Ben Whittaker turns up. Like if the Ben Whittaker turns up and he's just kind of an orthodox boxer like he was, then maybe not. But if the Ben Whittaker turns up that's kind of showboating, and then yeah, I do. I actually think Ben maybe listened to too many people. That can happen. You watch videos, you hear what people say, like Ben Whittaker shows off, wait till he fights someone of stature and he ain't going to do that anymore. And Ben Whittaker almost tried to fight Liam Cameron at Liam Cameron's fight. No. Fight what got you to where you got to. Then we'll see. What's good at it? What's good in the hood, my man? What's good? Okay, yeah, I don't mind answering this one. Ade, what was it like getting spat on by Usyk's team when interviewing in the ring? I didn't really get spat on, did I? And that wasn't even, it's weird because that was a guy that actually fought on the card. He's a cruiserweight, I believe, or a light heavyweight. And he actually didn't mean to do it to me. He meant to do it to Fury's team. But obviously I was right there interviewing Fury. And that could have been a whole big riot in the ring. And Usyk had to say, calm down, calm down. Frank was pissed. Shane Fury was pissed. I was quite cool about it. I did kind of look at him like, you doing, dude? But what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He's a trained fighter. I know my levels. What am I going to say to him? Like, what are you doing? No. Right. You see, David Adelaide is being ordered to face Moses Etoma. The Power don't want my boy. Yeah, English title. Moses isn't going to go for that though, and I don't want to see that fight. That's two of my Nigerian brothers. They can just stay away from each other. David, go that way. Moses, go that way, please. I don't want that drama for either man. What's this? Deshaun does everything boxing. Okay, so we know who the everything boxing is guy now. His mask has been revealed. No idea who that is though. No idea. Ade, will you auction the green chair? No. I sit on the green chair. My front room is just here. And I sit on the green chair. I read a book. I drink a whiskey. I reminisce about old times. But no. Can't do that. Jack Trussler says, Ade, do you know when Lee Wood is going to fight again? He hasn't fought since stopping Warrington. I did see him post something about sort of being in the gym, sort of back at it again. I can't believe he's not full. I don't look, so much must go on behind the scenes, right? That we're just not privy to. Like how much Lee Wood gets paid, how much his opponents want. But when you've got someone like Lee Wood that does, what does he do? 5,000-6,000 tickets, maybe more. If it's the right dance partner, maybe more. Like I would always say this in terms of atmospheres. You guys know where I am. Atmospheres, my number 1, 2, 3 atmospheres of all time since watching boxing, going to boxing. Number 1 is Josh Warrington versus which one was it again? Mauricio Lara Headingley. The fight that got cancelled because of a headbutt or a cut. The greatest atmosphere I've ever fucking frightening. Josh Warrington has the best fans in boxing by none. By none. There's no one else better than that. So number 1. Number 2, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. The reason I'm going on this long rant is because number 3 is Lee Wood, Michael Conlan. Like Lee Wood, Michael Conlan was great. Like Lee Wood brings in 5,000 or 6,000. And he just fucking can't get a fight. I don't understand what's going on. Adam Green says, congratulations, Ade, on your recent success. Do you think Usyk would come down to fight Beterbiev, or maybe Opetaya versus the Bivol Beterbiev winner? I don't think Usyk's going to come down, no. I know, like, Turkey wants him to come down. I think that's what it is. Turkey wants him because Turkey just wants to make what he perceives a fun fights. Like, I think he thinks Opetaya versus Usyk is a fun fight. Opetaya versus Beterbiev. And there all are fun fights, but Usyk is 38. I think he's going to be 39 in January. Could be 37, could be 38 in January, but he's getting old, put it that way. And he's not fat. Like, when I'm around him now, he's just a proper heavyweight. He's 222 pounds of solid muscle. It's not going to be easy at that age to cut down to the cruiserweight limit. Now, he must walk around 240, and you want him to drop 40 pounds at 38. It's just not going to happen. But money talks. Ooh, money talks. Dirty cash, I want you. Dirty cash, I need you. Oh, if it's the right check, he might do it. All right. So look at this. Super Chat just came in. A big fan of the channel. Ade, hope you're well. Would you say that one of Usyk's strengths is the fact that no fight has been able to conquer him with the mind games? That right there is enormous for him. And you know why? And you know what? You've given me something, because I'm sitting down with Fury and Usyk on Monday, and I'm going to use this one. I'm going to make it up like it's mine. But I'm telling you now, Fury tries to get under his skin, and he can't. He can't. Usyk will pretend he doesn't understand what Fury's saying, and he'll pretend that I need to hear it from my translator, and then it goes back to Usyk. And by the time it does that, it's lost its thing. It's lost its killer instinct. Honestly, this guy is and you think about the two. I spoke to Tony Bellew about this, and Tony Bellew was kind of a mind game type person. Couldn't crack him. So yeah, I agree. I think that's a big key for him. And obviously he's such a good boxer, but I think that fucking shit there helps as well. Another super chat very quickly. What's up from New York City? If you could make a RIYADH season Africa card, what city would it be in, and what free fights would you make? If you've been watching my channel, brother, for the last year, all I've been saying is chaos in Lagos. I'm Nigerian. Lagos used to be our capital. It's now Abuja. We've got a massive stadium there, massive, 90,000 or so. It has to be there. And I would do Martin Bakoli versus AJ. Got to have a Nigerian on the card, right? Who else? I would do Joshua Boatsi, Ghanaian. It's bordering Nigeria versus Anthony Yard. I would do Lawrence Okoli versus Fabio Wardley. Fucking hell, what a card already, people. And I would do Terence Crawford. I'm telling you now, yeah. Terence Crawford needs to do one of those DNA things where it tells you where you're from. That brother is either Ugandan, Ghanaian. No, it's one of those two. So I'd have Terence Crawford on there versus someone as well. Richard Riakporhe, could put a bit of Richard Riakporhe in there, maybe. I don't know where he's doing and what he's doing, Richard, but yeah, that's what I would do. Great card. Jesus Christ. Chaos in Lagos. And just because Lagos is so crazy, like when you go there, it's just 100 miles per hour. So it just makes sense. Chaos in Lagos. No one fucking steal that name. No one steal that name. I've copyrighted it. Hey, Ade, how much do you think Fury and Usyk are getting paid? Hundreds of millions. No, I don't know. You know, when you hear those numbers and you speak to Turkey and he laughs, it's like, where do people get this number? I don't know if it's that. But I will say, I think it's over 50 each, which is just insane. Like, it's insane money. It's insane money. So I'd say about 50 M's each. Crazy. Thomas Gamble says, how do you see Dubois versus Parker going? I spoke to Parker the other day, and Parker was beefing up because he thought he was going to fight Zhili Zhang. So Parker was trying to like beef up to around 280 pounds of muscle. I don't know if you guys have seen Parker on Instagram. He's been doing a lot of benching, a lot of deadlifting, a lot of squats. And I said to him, are you still going to sort of stay around 280? Because Dubois is around 250. He's like, no, we're going to come back down. So I think Parker, if he comes back down correctly, could win the speed thing here. Mate, it's a tough fight, you know. You've got to make Dubois a favorite. In terms of what have you done for me lately, Dubois has got to be favorite. But Parker's done some good stuff lately as well, just not of recent. I mean, his last fight was in March. It's a while back. So I'm going to make Dubois a favorite, but Parker has the speed, the power to cause him problems. But Dubois a favorite has to be. Matt Abercrombie says, "Hey Addy, do you know who Fabio Wardley will fight next?" I don't. I don't. Be interesting to know. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to think of a name that Fabio could fight. Um, I don't know. Good question. That is it. Who can Fabio fight? Because if you're Fabio, I mean, you've already done the domestic scene. You now want to go and forget the European scene. You now want to go to world level, right? So you want to think of someone in and around that top 15 that makes sense. Don't know. You know, it could be a crazy one. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him, but Gerard Miller or Hergovich. I mean, what's going on with Hergovich? What's happening with Hergovich? The boogeyman thing's done now. So Wardley could fight Hergovich. Wardley will get outboxed and he could chin him. Gerard Miller's an interesting one just because Gerard Miller will sell it, he'll hype it. So those are a couple of good names, Gerard Miller and Philip Hergovich. Watching live boxing ringside versus live boxing on TV, what do you prefer? Oh, ringside. Nothing beats it, guys. The atmosphere, you hear the thuds a bit more. You see all the chaos in the corner. Like one thing I always do when I'm ringside, I'm not just watching the fights, I'm watching the people as well. So I'm watching corners, I'm watching what they're doing, what they're saying, family members, promoters. Like I'm literally looking at everyone, and you just get everything. Where obviously when it's on TV, obviously it's focused just on the ring. But when it's and then you go backstage sometimes, but no, ringside, nothing. And then you do celebrity watch a little bit. Like I'm like fucking hell. Like I remember when we did the one in LA, it's fucking celebrities everywhere. Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats. I was like, bloody hell. Scottie Pippen was there, Mike Tyson. I'm fucking little boy from Stratford, East London. I'm fucking sitting next to Mike Tyson. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Is it true that Klitschko wants Fury next and he will be ringside? I don't know if he wants, I don't know if he will be ringside, but yeah, he certainly wants Fury next. 110% wants Fury next. I don't know if he's going to get it, but he will get it. But sorry, he wants it. Um, this is interesting. Hello, Ade. Do you think it's a fair? Do you think it is fair this narrative from the Zone saying that the fight was close? Usyk won fair and square. Is that been a narrative from the Zone? I think everyone's kind of run with it. I think I saw something with TNT the other day, and they were saying it as well. I think there's a bit of British bias, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, watching it back, watching it live, I think I thought it was closer than it was. Watching it back, I think Usyk won it by about 3 rounds. But watching it live, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is super close. But yeah, watching it back a few times, I think Usyk won it by 3, maybe even 4 rounds. But yeah, I just think it's a bit of British biased media. In saying that, I mean, if you were to switch on Ukrainian TV, they would be boosting up Usyk as well and saying Usyk won it easily. So it depends who you listen to, I guess. Hey, Ade, big fan, not a boxing question, but how are you feeling about Liverpool? Nervous, excited. You know what it is? It's the hope that kills you. Like right now, Liverpool is seventh. It'll be one of those seasons where you watch the games like, but because we're so good right now, and everyone thinks we're gonna win everything, and if you end up with nothing, it just fucking kills you, man. Honestly, guys, like Liverpool just, oh god, we just need to do some business in the January transfer window. Big up Ade. Thoughts on Boots Lopez needs to happen. Needs to happen. Bob Aaron wants it to happen. Tiafimo wants it to happen. He's tweeted about it. Tiafimo's like, look, I love you, brother, but business is business. I got a family to feed type thing. So he wants it to happen. The only people that we've not heard from are on that side, and that's Boots. Like I haven't heard from Boots about this. I've heard from Boots about the Virgil T stuff, and he's kind of, answered all those questions. I haven't heard from him about this. Now, this is a bigger fight. The problem is, this isn't a unification fight, but so what? It's a bigger fight than Barrios. It's a bigger fight than Stanionis, and it's a bigger fight than Brian Norman. Much bigger than destroys them. This is Madison Square Garden. It will sell it out. This is New York versus Philly. Come on, man. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I don't know if I can pronounce his name. Ihor Kalisnik. Have I got it right? Greetings from Ukraine, Ade. Oh, thank you, my man. Many thanks for all the high quality work you're doing. And this is why we do the lives, people. This is why the lives are great, aren't they? They are great, ain't they? We've got to I've got to improve them. Like, got to get guests on and stuff. But I love doing the lives. I love it. Ade, Fultz and White's return this weekend. You're trying to get me in trouble because you know what my faults are already. You know what my faults are already. I've already moved on from that fight. Like, the fight happened already in my head. Ebenezer Tete should not be in the ring with Dillian White. Should not be in the ring with Dillian White at all. Do you think Turkey might make a fight between Bam Rodriguez and Inoue? I think he should try. It's a case of, can Inoue come down one? Can Bam go up one? Same weight if that happens. Everyone tells me Inoue is struggling at the weight, so he's got to go up. So it's getting harder because they are moving further apart. But having sat next to Bam, obviously I did the face-off for Bam versus Sonny Edwards. Bam, very big at the weight. Very, very big at the weight. So he can go up. And Bam's spoken about it as well. Bam said, look, he wants to fight, but he said something like in 2 or 3 years. I'm like, dude, man. Ross Belshaw, Ade, how far do you think Conor Benn will go? And, and some people might laugh at this. And I said this earlier in the chat, in the live, sorry. I think the welterweight division is the worst it's been for years, worldwide, like in terms of world level. So he could cause a problem in there. He could fight someone and cause a problem. Like Barrios is the one they want. And Barrios has taken a lot of punishment, a lot. His last 2 fights, he's taken a lot of punishment. So Barrios could be there for the taking. Is Barrios at his best better than Conor Benn at his best? Yeah. Barrios has been in there with better opponents, win or lose. He's been there with much better opponents. But I just wonder if they're catching Barrios, and that's their plan, at the right time. So Conor Benn, as crazy as it might sound to some, Conor Benn could chin Barrios. Could. I'm not saying he will. Could. Who knows? Flizzy, big up Ade every time. That's my man. David, sweet boy, all year round. Ade, looks like Eubank Ben will happen in 2025. What's your take on it? And also hearing it's a 55-45 split. We are still further away. Like, Conor's not accepting 55-45. He wants a 50-50 split. Eddie spoke to Eubank's manager, Napa, yesterday at the WBC convention. I still think we're away from it. But if it does happen, I don't know. I think you've got to favor Eubank. I mean, he's the 160 guy, but Conor's coming up from I guess you could say 154 because he hasn't fought for one at 147 for 2 and a bit years, I think it is. So he's a 154 guy, but Chris has fought the better opposition. Chris is more experienced. You got to favor Chris. You've got to favor Chris. Anyone that favors Conor would surprise me a little bit. You got to favor Chris. Who will we care about once the current crop of UK stars have retired? Where are the talent who make us care and tune in for the fights? I think it goes in roundabout. It's like a cyclical thing. Like, I mean, when I knew David Hay was coming to the end and Amir Khan, I was like, oh my God, who's going to be there? And then all of a sudden Fury and AJ become superstars. There'll be someone. Obviously, we've spoken about Moses, Etelma. And this is why I know people are not on the Ben Whittaker hype train. I'm still on it. I'm still a member of the Ben Whittaker train. I want him to be good. Because I want someone to cheer for because he's got the look, he's got the talk. I want him to be good. Who else is there? We wait to see how good Adam Azim can be. Dalton Smith. There are a few. It's not as dry as we think it is. George Haplin or Helpin, apologies, says, great to see another live Ade. How likely do you see a Fury stoppage? I mean, it's hard to think of Usyk being stopped when he's never been stopped. Like, if there was a situation where we've seen Usyk stopped, we're like, okay, he can get chinned. We've never seen it before. I know Dubois hurt him to the body, and I do still think that was a legal punch, by the way. But that's it. We haven't seen him get stopped, and he's been in there with some big punches, whether it be at cruiserweight in the likes of Kubrat Pulev or heavyweight, AJ. And they've all connected, but no one's put him down. So very unlikely, I think. Very unlikely. Because I don't look at Fury as a big puncher. He's a big guy. I don't look at him as a big puncher. So we'll see. Bill Keevan, he says, Ade, I'm delighted to see that you're getting so much recognition for your work. Man, thank you. Look, there's still so much more to do, so much improvements to be made, but we're having fun with it. We're having fun with it, whether it be football, boxing, fucking I did the World Pool Championship, didn't I? Did a bit of tennis recently. So it's all fun. It's all fun, man. But this is by far the best thing I do. Like nothing gets close to me doing this. Nothing. Guys, I've got 5 more minutes, literally 5 more minutes. Ramel says, long time I ain't reached a live. We're live now, baby. We're live now. You know, I might do a live in Saudi. I'm taking all my equipment to Saudi, by the way, because I've got to do the Ade and Ariel show. So if the Wi-Fi is good, we'll do a live in Saudi as well. What I'd love to do, what the dream would be to do a live after like the weigh-ins or something. Like I'm there and it's live, like with all the, I don't know, everything going on in the background. That would be the dream, but we'll get there one day. We'll get there one day. Yes, Ade, hope you're well. Do you believe there is anything left for Lomachenko? I still favor him against most at 135. He's got to make a decision, hasn't he? Like, what's going on? He's just gone quiet. I think there's something left. I think there's one more in him. I think there's one more knock. I wouldn't mind seeing the Gervonta fight. Like, I think most people think he'll outbox Gervonta and then just get caught. Who knows? Who knows? Again, I mean, it's kind of what I said about Usyk. I mean, Loma's got a chin as well. Loma's been cracked a few times. Obviously, Gervonta, we know, has special power, but you never know. You never know what can happen. Guys, as you're in the live, all 500 of you, 600, whatever's in the live, please just click the like button for me, please. It means a lot. I don't know what it means. I don't know about the YouTube algorithm, but everyone says it means stuff, if you can. Oh, what kind of question is this? Ade, this is quite a random question, but I'm always intrigued. What food do you eat when you go away to Saudi? Dude, they have every food you can imagine. I eat everything in Saudi. I go to African spots, I eat jollof rice. I go to Turkish spots, I go to Chinese spots. Like they've got all your traditional English food, literally everything. I eat just normal. Like in my hotel, no bullshit. Like my greatest thing is spaghetti bolognese. I love it. They have the best spag bowl ever. A little bit of cheese on the side, a little bit of garlic bread on the side, perfect portion. They got all things, man. All things. Jack Trusler says, big up Ade. Do you think Michael Hunter can still cause problems in the heavyweight division? How old is Michael Hunter? No, I've almost forgot about Michael Hunter. And I like Michael Hunter as well, but I just forgot about him. 36. No. It's not his. No, I don't think he can cause problems. Can he maybe have some fun fights out there with people? Yeah. But he can't cause problems. Ben Van Zan, Ade repping Penguin. You know what it is? I got a shout out Penguin. They send me loads of stuff. Like, I'm not joking, guys. They send me boxes of stuff. Boxes. I might give out some stuff. I've just got a box from them the other day, and I wear it all the time. Gym, do this, talk sport. So shout out to my guys at Penguin because they really look after me. I'm not joking. I've got hundreds of Penguin stuff. Hundreds. Like I'm trying to look. I've got a cupboard right there. I'm trying to look over there. I've got loads of stuff. All right, guys. Literally, what we got? 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. All right. Jason Carney, no question. Jason, you're sending out money. Rich guy, huh? Rich guy, yeah? Just sending out money, no question. Get a question in quick, Jace. I feel bad when I take someone's money and no question. I don't like it. I don't like it. What's this? Oh, God. Next. Next. What kind of questions? I'm going to leave it up so you guys can read it as I try and find another question. Daniel Dada says, I want Usyk to win, but I can sense by Fury going off the grid, he knows what this means for legacy. Yeah, Fury's gone off the grid. Fury always trains in Morecambe. That's just his thing. Obviously, when you're in Morecambe, you're getting disturbed. I'm guessing he goes home to his wife and kids. He's now been in Malta. He's been away. This is it. Like, there are no excuses in this one. You know, obviously, he got a cut eye before. This is it. He's 100% the best he can be. Let's see. Let the best man win. Let the best man win. All right, guys, literally last question. Let me find Let's get this one. I'm so sorry. By the way, I'm looking at, and there's at least another 300 questions in. We need to go a 3-hour live, don't we, or something? I do feel bad. I'm so sorry. Hi, Ade. If they do a RIYADH season card in Africa, oh, I've answered this one already. We can get one more. We can get one more. We can get one more. What's this one? Well, go on, Ade, Ortega. Do you think Dillian White will ever fight again? He's fighting Ebenezer Tete. One more. We can get one more. Turkey seems to have a good relationship with Shiraz. Could see them making a card with Shiraz, Adam Azim, Shabazz Masood, Janae Boston, Spider Sulam, etc. in Pakistan. Get Amir Khan involved too. I mean, they could do. I mean, they could do. Like, I'm screaming for a fight card in Africa. So if you are Hamza or any of the fighters you just mentioned there, they could be saying, okay, look, guys, we can really push this in Pakistan. Obviously, the number one sport in Pakistan is cricket, right? I'm guessing. So let's open it up, man. I mean, look at the fighters you just mentioned. Some fantastic fighters there. That's a credible little lineup. Spider Suleiman could be, Spider Suleiman could be one of the biggest prospects next year. I think he's fucking a bit naughty, this kid. Janae Boston, I love. Shabazz Masood, it's a great lineup. Adam Azim, Hamza Shiraz, it's a fantastic lineup. Talking of fantastic, I've got to go. Guys, thank you so much. Again, I'm taking all my equipment with me to Saudi Arabia. We'll still do a couple more videos. We'll do a video tomorrow. In fact, that's it, because I fly out early Saturday morning. But I'll do a video tomorrow, and then wish me good luck in Saudi. I am so busy in Saudi, it's a joke. What they've got me doing, it's a bit of a joke, but we get paid. All right, guys, girls, peace and love.